That's a demo. It's a wrap, baby. Hello and welcome to the Hive in Bee Cave, Texas. I'm Arnica Grace and I'm going to be painting a small demonstration today. As a member of Plein Austin, we do a lot of painting out of doors and landscape painting. Why, yes, it could be landscape painting I'll be addressing today. You might say that can be formulaic. Well, sure, there are some things that can be formulaic about landscape at times, but there are also some things that can be formulaic about chocolate chip cookies. We all like them too, so I'm okay with that. One of the things about landscape painting is when you go out of doors, generally you might run into some sky. So I start with a nice mixture of cobalt teal and white. And for design purposes, there are these principles of thirds. If you were to separate your canvas into thirds, you'd have, 4 little spaces where the thirds intersected. But in general, you're going to want your landscape to be 1/3, say, as you see in the example picture, the land, 1/3 your subject, and 1/3 the sky. So I'm putting in the sky right now. And skies tend to vary in their color, both up and down and side to side. So it's very infrequent that you happen to be directly under the sun. Usually there's a little bit of angle between, hey, come in, have a seat, welcome, between yourself and where the sun falls, and so that causes the sky to have a variation in shades. If you go outside on a fine day, you'll look straight up and the sky will be kind of darker blue the higher up you look. So I put in a little more dark at the top generally. And it'll usually be darker blue off on one side and then lighten as it goes the other way. So in that fashion, we're lightening as we go to the right in this picture, pretending that the sun was, say, over to my right over there, streaming this way, then the darkest part of the sky will be the part farthest away from the sun, which will be over here. Hi, welcome. And I'm just trying to get that sky in there in general. It's not about perfection, it's about having fun. So the truth is, all artists really just want to make a mess. It's fun to make messes. So we've got a general sky going on now. And above that sky, I would put my subject. In this case, it was cedars, a little cedar field at Dick Nichols Park. And in landscape paintings, generally the trees and bushes are the darkest thing you have in your picture. So I'm going to make them very dark. Put them in with a very dark mixture of brown and violet, really. I'm going to draw in the line of the horizon. Say the bushes met the sky back here, but you can't see the sky because there's bushes in the way. So that's where the horizon would be, at about 1/3 up from the bottom, just for design principles. 1/3 is a good rule of thumb. And then there's 2 little cedar bushes right out front, as you can see in my reference photo. So I'm going to stick them in right out front. Just scribble them in real fast, because I don't want to keep you here all day. Quick and easy. Or as we could do happy trees. There's one happy tree. And then another one behind him, a smaller one. Going up. I just want to kind of throw in their shapes there so I know where they're at. And as we go back in the plane of space, things get lighter and bluer. So for the background guys, I'm going to take that violet and add a little bit of ultramarine blue to it. as well as white. Let's see what I get. It should be grayish. Yeah, pretty gray. I'm going to take some more. Where's my other palette knife? Different palette knife. So ultramarine and white and the brown. Make a nice kind of violety blue. And I know that trees aren't violety blue, but when they get far away, if you look off over in the distant hills, like they say in America the Beautiful, purple mountain majesties. As things go away from you, they get kind of purplish. So I'm just going to pretend they're purple so that it looks like they're far away. Even though we know that trees aren't really purple, it's okay. It's sleight of hand. It's magic. It's the artist's magic. We're allowed to do that. Do you paint?
Yes.
Good.
Oil paints.
That sounds fun. So the oil pastel pencils, those ones? Yeah, those are good. And so I've got a general idea of where my bushes are going. I'm going to have to fill in the rest of the sky around them. So we'll have to bring the sky down. Back to the sky. As we go farther down the horizon, the sky gets a little lighter and warmer in color. So I'm adding a little bit of this pink. As the sky goes closer and closer to the horizon, it usually gets a little bit pinker as it goes. Adding this mixture here is of iron oxide yellow, pyrrole red, oops, wrong group. I gotta wipe off my brush. I picked up the wrong color. Iron oxide yellow, pyrrole red, white, and burnt sienna to make that lovely pink color that I just messed up. There we go. The best way to clean an oil brush is by just wipe it off. Yeah, it comes right off, and you can start over. Clean brush. I have not done classes at the Hive yet. I'll be doing 2 workshops at Round Rock Arts. One next Sunday, January the 12th, from 12 to 3. Another one the following Sunday on the 19th from 12 to 3. And then 2 more in February. There's some flyers on the table. So, right. Pinking up the sky. Down as it goes. Little pinker. We just want to get around the bushes so that we have an idea of sky back there. You notice that I started with this kind of orangey color behind everything. And that's because whenever I'm done with my painting, if I'm not super careful, I'll have all these little white spots if I don't pre-tone the canvas with a different color. And I found that this orangey color really is much better than little white spots, just in case I miss a spot. So I don't have to be perfect. It says perfect's boring. Yeah, so it winds up looking like the earth a little more. Okay, almost got the sky in. Good enough. And the sky, you kind of want the sky to be smooth. So I'll take a big brush and smooth it out, get all my brush strokes off of it. Whee! And that little bit of pink actually makes it glow a little bit too. It peeks through, looks good. Yeah. Okay, the sky is done. So now I know where my trees are gonna be, and I should add a little more dark back there on this last tree. And these trees need a shadow underneath them, so I'm going to use a darker color. I'm going to put a little black. Some people don't use black, but I use black. And a little bit of this green brown that I made with burnt sienna and phthalo green or viridian to make a nice shadow under the bushes. And the shadow will go off that way. I'm going to add a little more of that into the bush, make the bush stronger. Strong bush. Ooh. Cedar. That's what we have in the air right now, isn't it? The cedar. In Texas, we have a lot of cedar pollen in December. And this little guy. Hello, good afternoon. I'm going to make some real green colors start happening in the trees now that we've got them sketched in. A combination of iron oxide yellow, viridian, and burnt sienna. Add this. And the branches of cedars grow up. If you've noticed the way they grow, they kind of make this, they reach for the sky. So I want to make my brush strokes, make the brush strokes the way they go. Yes, we all know and love Bob Ross. He was a wonderful artist, and he brought so many people so much joy because he showed them things that they could do, and it wasn't too hard, and it was fun. And that's important for everybody to be able to do something lovely and fun. So now I'm putting in the background cedars just briefly, similarly pointing their branches upwards. Covering up that very dark because they're going to be lighter, they're in the background. A little bit peeking through so you have an idea there's shadows back there. Yeah, don't want to cover it all up. Back to the front guy. And as things come forward, the shadows get darker and the lights get lighter. So I want some real dark shadows on the foreground, so that we know it's right up in front. And now we're going to add a lot more white to get the real lights on that cedar bush right in front. And yellow also is a color that really strikes our eyes. Yellow comes forward into our eyes. So yellow lets us know that something is in front. So this white and yellow that I'm putting on right at the end really helps us see that this is in the front plane. The light's coming from here, so it'll be on this side where it hits mostly. Just remembering that on that right side is where the light's been hitting. And those guys there, they're going to stay in shadow. I'm going to take this color and start to put in my ground as well. Just a little bit. Because I got to start on the ground. Or I'll be here all day, we'll never get the grass in. Okay, I'm going to use a big brush. White. Burnt sienna. Nah, I don't have to be careful. Just throw it on there. This is not a painting for sale. This is a painting just to show what you can do with your paint real fast without too much trouble. So I'm not worried about it. Just playing. just playing around. And I hope that everybody that I teach can keep some of that play spirit. It's more fun to play than to worry. So just play with your colors. And I'm just painting in the grass with this giant brush. Ooh, I like my big brush. And there's some grass, just like that. A little more green maybe. It's very orange right now. Green. And green. And you notice once again I'm putting my brush strokes in the direction that the grass grows. It grows up. So I'm painting up, just like the grass grows. This in there. I generally have to paint over things a couple of times. So you'll notice I painted on top of that tree with the grass. That's okay. I'll come back and paint the tree on top of the grass again, and it'll come out just fine. A little more orange to show the light coming through. Okay. Gotta do a background tree. A little more. I'm running out of paint. Need to put some more paint on my palette. This tree, up, 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 go with the branches. Making messes is fun. More people should make messes. Okay. Now I'm going to bring that tree back. Make sure that we know where it's at. Okay, so the branches are here, here, and here. And here. And this little guy, it had some branches there. There we are. We still haven't gotten this last tree back here done. I'm going to put him in real fast. Up into the sky. And these guys back there, up into the sky. And one would say it's not perfect, but it's definitely a landscape. And in general, this is the technique that is used to paint a landscape, like the landscapes on exhibit today, the Plein Air Austin exhibit for Bee Caves Arts. So, thanks for watching. I'm Arnica Grace. I'm at the Hive today, demonstrating painting for Bee Cave Arts, run by Debbie Childress. Hope y'all come enjoy the space.